it's Rockline, and you're watching Supernatural Season 2, Episode 4, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things review. If you're new here, I'm doing like a recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. Now, I don't think I've ever rewatched this episode before, and the title confused me. The title's Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, so I thought this episode was going to be about like children playing with dead things. Obviously, we learn this episode has to deal with like zombies, but like the title just is confusing and like doesn't make sense. A lot of the episodes, it's about things that are dead. Like ghosts are like the majority of the episodes, so just like children shouldn't play with dead things like doesn't make sense, and it like was really throwing me. This is like a very episodic Supernatural episode where it kind of gets lost because there's nothing like really about it that like stands out, that like really intrigues you. It doesn't have like the comedy element to it. It's just kind of like another dark episode. So as I said, we have ghosts a lot, and but what if something was raised from the dead and isn't like a spirit but is actually in that, you know, person's, it was like the corpse, it was that body, it was raised a few days after the body was dead, and so we were dealing with a zombie, which is something I like kind of forgot about because I really didn't remember this episode. And when I think about it, I'm like, I feel like they don't ever encounter zombies in the future until like the season 14 finale. But we'll get there one day. And technically they were like raised from the dead, which we'll get into later with what Dean was talking about at the end. But anyway, this girl that died was supposed to be in college. She doesn't look like she's in college. She looks like she's older than me now. And I'm 23, almost 24 years old. So, but I think it makes sense for them to finally do a zombie episode. Like they have, you know, ghosts, they have demons, they have vampires. Zombies make sense. Where's the werewolf episode? Oh wait, we get it too in season 2. Like it makes sense. Zombie kind of falls in line. It makes sense to do a zombie episode. It makes sense that the zombie would not come back itself and wanna be vengeful. So yeah, they were dealing with this vengeful zombie that went after her boyfriend who cheated on her, and then the person that boyfriend cheated on with, and then ended up also killing the guy who raised her from the dead. Classic Sam and Dean hunt, and it's kind of something where they were just kind of figuring out how it goes. They were figuring how to do it as it goes. Is that what I just said? Then it goes back, the thing's dead. For real, I guess. And they save the day. But at the end, we get this scene where Dean is standing next to the Impala, like, and crying, and it's actually like something that is so consistent throughout the show. It's not in every single episode or every other episode, but I would say a couple episodes a season, there's like a scene at the end of the episode where Dean and Sam are standing next to the Impala, maybe drinking beer. Actually, probably not drinking beer because it's supposed to be dramatic, but they're next to the Impala and they're like, Dean's like has this monologue and he's going out about it and he's like crying. Like it's something that's so supernatural, and this is like the first time we've seen that, I think. Dean starts going on about how he was like dead and he should have stayed dead. Kind of, I think the writers were trying to do something that was like, you know, they're still dealing with their death of their mom and dad, and that's why at the beginning they were going to the cemetery. And so they're kind of still going into those themes of death and like dealing with death and grieving about death because it makes sense. It's what they were doing. So kind of Dean was saying, I said I should say dead when he wasn't like, he didn't like fully die. So, you know, but it's something where you see that for the rest of the series, they both died many times and they're brought back. And it's kind of interesting to see like the start of something where he didn't really die and how that affects him and how he's still grieving about his dad because, you know, throughout the episode, Dean or Sam was also like, you're being so aggressive, like, you know, like calm down, all this stuff. And yeah, it shows the talent Jensen has, that he's really great at those scenes and everything. But we're gonna end the review here. Probably a forgettable episode, like probably gonna forget about this episode, and that's probably why I never rewatched it, because it never stood out to me, and like the title of it is just confusing. So anyway, we're gonna end there, but thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.